On a bright, cloudless morning in the Love Island, USA villa, the atmosphere was filled with excitement and anticipation. The sun was shining, the pool sparkled, and the islanders lounged in the warmth, completely unaware that their day was about to take a dramatic turn. In a matter of moments, everything changed. The villa, usually buzzing with laughter and flirtation, was suddenly gripped by shock and confusion as unexpected news swept through the group. Cierra Ortega, a fan favorite and frontrunner in the competition, abruptly left the show for what producers described only as personal reasons. Her departure was swift, leaving her suitcase by the door and her friends in disbelief. The announcement, delivered by the ever-charismatic Ian Sterling, left both viewers at home and islanders in the villa stunned. No one was more affected than her partner, Nick, who was visibly shaken and struggled to process the sudden loss. The lack of details in the explanation only fueled speculation among fans and islanders alike. Social media exploded with theories, and the real story began to unfold online, far from the villa's walls. Contrary to rumors, Cierra's exit wasn't sparked by a heated villa argument or a sudden family emergency. The villa itself felt emptier, quieter, as everyone tried to make sense of what had happened. Instead, the real reason was far more complicated, a controversy ignited by her past actions on social media, which quickly spiraled out of control and forced her to leave. As the news spread, the entire narrative of the villa shifted. Islanders rallied around Nick, whose heartbreak became the emotional center of the episode, while others tried to comfort each other and process the shock. Behind all the drama and speculation, it's easy to forget that real people are left to deal with the fallout of such a public crisis. Emotions ran high and the sense of uncertainty lingered in the air. The question on everyone's mind remained, what really happened to Cierra Ortega, and how will the villa move forward after such a shocking goodbye? The catalyst for Cierra's departure was a series of old social media posts unearthed by internet sleuths. Among them, a 2023 post in which she used a racial slur against Chinese people sparked outrage. Screenshots spread rapidly, and the backlash was immediate and intense. For many, the language wasn't a distant mistake. It was a recent, painful reminder of ongoing prejudice. The controversy quickly overshadowed Cierra's on-screen journey. Viewers demanded accountability, arguing that such language had no place on a major TV platform. In today's world, a digital footprint can define a public figure's fate. For Cierra, her past posts became the only story that mattered. The digital ghosts had come back to haunt her, and the show. The public's response was swift and organized. A Change.org petition demanding Cierra's removal gained over 17,000 signatures in days. Her Instagram following plummeted, over 200,000 unfollowed in 48 hours. Fans also turned their scrutiny on the show's producers, questioning how such posts were missed during casting. The backlash wasn't just about Cierra, it was about the system that put her on screen. The pressure on producers became overwhelming. Ultimately, the combination of viral outrage, lost followers, and negative press left the show with no choice. Cierra's exit was inevitable. The audience had spoken. The villa was changed forever. While Cierra was isolated in the villa, her family faced the brunt of public anger. The world outside was swirling with opinions, judgments, and outrage, and her loved ones found themselves at the center of a storm they never expected. Every notification, every headline brought a new wave of anxiety and uncertainty into their home. Managing her social media, they released a statement acknowledging the harm caused by her words and validating the public's disappointment. They knew silence would only fuel speculation, so they chose to speak with honesty, hoping to show that they understood the gravity of the situation. They condemned the abuse and threats directed at Cierra and themselves, urging a return to basic decency. The messages they received were often harsh, sometimes even frightening, and it became clear that the line between criticism and cruelty had been crossed. The family pleaded for patience, reminding everyone that Cierra hadn't yet had a chance to respond or learn from the situation. They asked the public to remember that growth takes time, and that everyone deserves the opportunity to reflect and make amends. They asked for compassion, believing she would address the controversy with honesty and growth. Their hope was that, given space and understanding, Cierra could emerge from this experience changed for the better. Their message was a difficult balance, accepting responsibility while pleading for an end to the hate. They wanted to show accountability, but also to protect their daughter from the overwhelming negativity that threatened to consume her. The ordeal highlighted the human cost of public controversy. For every viral moment, there are people behind the scenes, families who feel every harsh word and every moment of uncertainty. Behind every headline, there are real families caught in the storm. Their pain and hope are often invisible, overshadowed by the noise of public debate. The call was clear: accountability, but not cruelty. In moments like these, empathy is as important as justice. Cierra's exit wasn't the first of its kind this season. Just weeks earlier, Yulisa Escobar was removed after a podcast clip surfaced of her using a racial slur. The public reaction was immediate, and the show's zero-tolerance stance was clear. Yulisa described returning home as coming back to a war zone, facing hate and threats. She issued a public apology, taking responsibility and pledging to learn from her mistake. The back-to-back controversies raised serious questions about the show's vetting process. Viewers wondered why, after Yulisa's exit, the system failed again with Cierra. It was no longer about individual mistakes, but a pattern. The show's casting process was under the microscope. 2 departures, 1 message: the digital past matters. The departures of Cierra and Yulisa sparked a much wider debate about accountability in the digital age, igniting conversations not just among fans but also within the broader public. Their exits became a catalyst for examining how we respond to mistakes and missteps when they play out in front of millions online. Some argued the response was too harsh, calling for forgiveness, understanding, and the opportunity for personal growth. They pointed out that everyone makes mistakes, and that public shaming can sometimes do more harm than good, especially when it comes to learning from those errors. Others insisted that removing them was necessary to uphold standards and protect marginalized communities. For these voices, accountability meant taking real action, not just offering apologies, and ensuring that harmful behavior is not tolerated or excused. Both families emphasized learning and change, suggesting that accountability can be a path to growth, not just punishment. They spoke about the importance of open dialogue, reflection, and the willingness to do better in the future. The incidents forced producers, contestants, and viewers to confront tough questions about justice, consequence, and the role of social media in shaping public opinion. It became clear that these issues extend far beyond the boundaries of a single show. As of July 7, 2025, the show's producers remained largely silent, fueling calls for transparency and accountability from the network. Many wondered what steps, if any, would be taken to address the controversy and prevent similar incidents in the future. The aftermath was a complex web of apologies, criticism, and debate, with emotions running high both online and offline. Social media became a battleground for opinions, and the conversation showed no signs of slowing down. The conversation extended far beyond reality TV, touching on broader questions about cancel culture, redemption, and the power of collective voices in the digital era. Ultimately, it was about how we handle mistakes in a public world, how we balance accountability with compassion, and what kind of community we want to build together. The stories of Cierra and Yulisa offer lessons for everyone. Our words have weight, and our digital footprints are permanent. The backlash showed the difference between holding someone accountable and unleashing hate. Their families called for compassion and a chance for growth. Both apologies centered on learning and becoming better. A mistake doesn't have to define a person forever if they're willing to change. The events of Love Island USA reflect the challenges of a connected world. We must balance accountability with empathy and the possibility of redemption. The lessons reach far beyond the villa, reminding us all to be mindful, responsible, and humane.